Alrighty, and we're back with another cozy stream with the Blue Dog Alden. And today's game, a spaceship accident. Special thank you to Pick Your Universe for providing us a copy of this on the PC. It says here, a choice-driven narrative game with RPG mechanics filled with cosmic wonders and horror. Forge your own path across more than 50 unique endings. Barter, upgrade your character, fight, and explore alien worlds, overcoming every obstacle to find your way back to Earth and your daughter. This game actually released not too long ago, a week ago actually, on the 7th, and they have a special introductory offer going on right now on Steam. Alrighty, let's go check it out. Settings-wise, you can update music and dice roll here. I don't know what dice roll fight is, but do that. You could reset progress. I don't see anything for language yet. I do like to show off accessibility options when I can, but I don't see anything there. So let's push start game. In this story, you are Frederick Anderson, a young astronaut embarking on a mission of space exploration. But life aboard the SS Celestia station is routine, a series of predictable tasks and quiet moments. The vastness of space stretches endlessly outside your window, a constant reminder of your solitude, away from your daughter. Days blur together, a cycle of maintenance checks and data logging, until one day, something unexpected disrupts the monotony. Why can't I click this? What is this? What do you, or who do you want to be? But before we move on to the interesting bit, let's decide one thing. Who do you want to be? In moments of crisis, when a familiar order gives way to chaos, who are you? This is not just a question of skills or training. It was about the core of your being, the values that guided you when everything else fell apart. My daughter. Let's see, we could be a soldier, an engineer, a wild card. The decision is yours. Remember, you can always restart the game with another character at any time. To restart or save the game, click the settings button. So the wild card has a lot of luck, and they all have the same charisma. Not a lot of strength or intelligence. This guy has a lot of intelligence. This guy has a lot of strength. Interesting. Wild card looks like a stronger person in general. Like these two, like, exact opposites here. A Marine once, forged in war, hardened by loss. Understood machines better than people. Circuits made sense. Some people are born with a plan. You never had one. Oh, interesting. Space wasn't a dream, just the latest roll of the dice. Maybe out here you'll strike it big. Maybe you'll crash and burn. Wanted to build great things, but Earth's bureaucracy strangled every dream, so you left, choosing the silence of deep space over the noise of human failure. Let's be an engineer. Alright. Wildcard, woo! The wildcard looks like it'd be really interesting to play, because it looks like it's purely just like RNG. I'm wondering what being an engineer will be like. Because strength kind of makes sense. Like, okay, you just like move things out of the way. If they're move obstacles out of your way. But I feel like, I don't know, I picked engineer when I played through Mass Effect. And I was like, this is interesting. But everyone tells me I was such a dumb choice. They're like, you should have went with a soldier or something. The space goodies, not the space goodies. Your story. The world in pieces. You were always the kind of kid who took things apart just to see how they worked. Not out of destruction. No, never that. You just needed to understand. Your father used to joke that if the family shuttle went missing, he'd find it in your room, neatly disassembled with every bolt and wire lined up in careful rows. The first time you rebuilt something on your own, you were 7. A broken comlink, busted beyond repair at least. That's what your mother said before you made it work again. From then on, it was obvious. Machines made sense. They followed rules. They could be fixed. People? That was harder. Click here to start your adventure, okay. I got a health bar and money. And goodies? Frederick Anderson, 32 years old. Bam bam bam. Oh, we can put in some stuff. Oh, we have points. Then we need some strength, man. Fix that. Maybe some luck. Sounds good. What's this thing? I have no idea what this little capsule is. Did I put this on my head? Gloves, okay. Put those on my hands. What's this? Mittens? Oh, pills. Scion? Maybe put this in our hand? I have no idea. Do I put this here? I gotta use it? Like, carry it? Legs? Okay. Space drugs, no goodies. Chan, thank you for the 35 stream streak. Oh my gosh, thank you. Over a month, amazing. Spin, spin. As you awaken from your slumber, the familiar hum of the ship's engines fills the air, accompanied by the dim, pulsing lights of control panels casting an otherworldly hue across the cabin. The rhythm of the engines has always been a lullaby, a steady pulse that spoke of safety and routine. But now, something is off. Something had shifted. Alarms, sharp, shrill, and relentless, cut through the tranquility, piercing your ears and your heart alike. Memories come in fragments, like the shreds of a dream dissolving in the harsh light of reality. The camaraderie of your crew, the shared excitement of venturing into uncharted space, the distant laughter that seemed so far removed from the present chaos. These were the images that anchored you, that reminded you why you were here. But they felt like they belonged to someone else. Someone far away from the alarms, the warning lights, the impending sense of doom. You sit up, your body tensing with adrenaline, instincts kicking in. The emergency light flickers erratically, casting erratic shadows that dance across the walls. You know these patterns, the rhythm of safety, the routine of order. And you know when they are shattered. You put your hand on the hull, and your guts tell you everything you need to know. Something is terribly wrong, and the ship feels like it's on the brink of falling apart. Your training takes over, muscle memory guiding your actions even as your mind races to catch up. You rise from your bunk, each step deliberate, each breath measured. The chaos threatens to pull you under, but you refuse to give in. This isn't the first time you face danger, and it won't be the last. But this is different. This is your ship, your crew, and you have to make it right. You reach for your uniform, the fabric familiar against your skin, grounding you in this moment. You are not one to back down, not one to give in to fear. You are a pioneer, a seeker of knowledge, a navigator in the endless sea of stars. And right now, you are the only thing standing between order and chaos. Show us the pictures like you're reading the book in the kindergarten. Look at this. The alarm is running, everyone. We have to keep it together because we understand how to work with alarms and machines. But wait, what's this? Let's look at the page. I lost my track. I'll pay attention to that when I see that here, though. It's kind of cute. Actually, can I click it? Oh, I'm afraid to click and it's going to move forward. So, I don't know. How do it sound? Ba-ba-bum. With a spark of determination, you step into the corridor, the alarms growing louder, the lights more frantic. The journey ahead is uncertain, but you are ready. You are driven by an insatiable curiosity, by the need to uncover the mysteries of the universe. And nothing, not even the collapse of your ship, will stop you. There they go. The ship's collapsing. Can I click it? Oh, that's I can click it, but I don't see anything happening. It'd be cool if actually you could click this and it's like it blinks and stuff, you know? Like little interactive picture. Something like Snapdragon from the days of yore. Try to stabilize the ship. Tell yourself it's just a bad dream. Let's stabilize the ship. Your heart pounds like a war drum, each beat echoing through your ribcage as you lunge toward the control panel. Your fingers fly across the buttons, tapping switches, adjusting dials, all in a desperate attempt to steady the ship. The alarms scream, a cacophony of urgency that cuts through the static-filled comms. The red glow of warning lights bathes everything in a sinister hue, casting long, jagged shadows across the walls. On the floor, probably left due to sheer panic, you find a map of the galaxy. Look at the map, ooh! We're looking at the map when we're trying to stabilize the ship. Pardon me. It looks like we can go to these places, but they're locked? I guess this is us in this, in this funny little potato ship. That don't look good. It looks like it broke. You look at the map. Near the space station, there you see a planet. Oh, the Douglas 12? You wonder at the possibility of discovering new forms of intelligence and beauty. Why am I thinking about that? I gotta get the ship fixed. Despite your frantic efforts, the ship continues its descent into chaos. It lurches and groans, as if it's crying out in agony, its systems buckling under the strain. Ship is currently exploding. Ooh, the Douglas 12 sector. Wow! I wonder what kind of aliens live there. The heat in the cabin rises, beads of sweat trickling down your forehead, mingling with the acrid smell of burning wires. The console flickers, threatening to go dark, and you feel the pit of your stomach grow deeper. You take a step back, surveying the damage, and the reality hits you like like a pinch to the chest, a punch to the chest. Imagine a little pinch, like boop. Like the reality, boop. Although, I gotta admit, being pinched is not very pleasant. It's all coming undone, unraveling faster than you can mend it. The ship's infrastructure is collapsing, its vital systems failing one by one. The cold grip of despair tightens around your throat, and for a moment, you question whether it's all in vain. But then something within you refuses to break. A spark of defiance, a glimmer of hope. You grit your teeth, forcing yourself to stand tall amidst the chaos. Even if the odds are stacked against you, even if the darkness threatens to swallow you whole, you will not yield. You will fight until the very end, because that's what survivors do. Steeling yourself for what comes next, you know you have a choice to make. Find a way to escape this crumbling vessel, or delve deeper into the chaos to see if there's a chance to salvage what's left. Let's go to the captain's office. I think we need to get an escape pod, just saying. The ship groans under the strain, metal creaking and tearing as chaos erupts from every corner. Your senses are on high alert. The acrid smell of burning circuits fills your nostrils, the dim lights casting jagged shadows across the walls. I feel like I read this. I'm getting very confused, like, did I read this again? You move with urgency, your footsteps pounding against the metal floor. Each step a stark reminder that the time is slipping away. As you race through the corridors, you can't help but feel the weight of the situation pressing down on you. Debris is strewn across your path, shards of glass, twisted metal, and tattered scraps of the ship's interior. This music sounds very peaceful considering we're about to blow up. Each piece tells a story of the violence that has torn through this vessel, and you know that finding an escape pod is your only chance to make it out alive. It sounds like we didn't make it out. It sounds like we're already on our way to, to the next afterlife. Your heart races. Your mind churns with thoughts of your crewmates, their faces flashing before your eyes. The mission, the people you've left behind on Earth. Everything depends on you reaching that pod. But the corridors seem to stretch on forever, each turn revealing more destruction, more chaos. Then, through the smoke and haze, you see it. A solitary escape pod, its outer shell scorched but intact. It's tucked into a small alcove, almost hidden from view, as if the ship itself is offering you a sliver of hope. Relief washes over you, but is tempered by the knowledge that this might be your last chance. You quicken your pace, your breath coming in ragged gasps, your muscles burning with exertion. The escape pod looms closer, a beacon amidst the encroaching darkness. You reach out, your fingers brushing against its cool surface, and for a moment, the chaos fades away. There's a glimmer of hope, a spark of determination that lights the way forward. But you know this isn't over, not by a long shot. The ship is falling apart, and there's no time to waste. You need to move, need to act, need to survive. And as you grip the handle of the escape pod's door, you steel yourself for whatever comes next. Is someone coming with me? The escape pod's door feels solid beneath your fingers, a lifeline in a ship that has spiraled into chaos. But something makes you hesitate, an instinct, a whisper of doubt that tugs at the edges of your consciousness. You turn your head, casting a cautious glance back down the corridor. It's as if you're peering into a nightmare. The corridor stretches out, a twisted landscape of jagged metal and flickering lights. I'm starting to think there's chaos in the ship. I'm starting to think that a little bit too, yes. There's glass thrown on the floor. There's, a little pod that for some reason is tucked away instead of very obviously placed for people to go to. Pardon me. I feel like I'm reading a book. It's kind of fun though. It's fun to just kind of like read what's happening. It does very much feel like a choose your own adventure kind of book right now. Smoke drifts through the air, curling in languid spirals as it rises to meet the overhead vents. The emergency klaxons wail in the distance, their mournful cries echoing through the ship, a grim reminder that this vessel is on its last legs. Shadows dance in the dim light, shifting and merging with the smoke. You can't be sure if it's just your imagination or something else moving out there. Something that survived the initial chaos. The silence between the klaxons is heavy, oppressive, as if the ship itself is holding its breath, waiting for the final collapse. A piece of debris falls from the ceiling with a metallic clang, sending a shiver down your spine. It's a stark reminder that this place is falling apart, crumbling under its own weight. You feel the urgency building in your chest, the primal urge to flee, to get as far away from the doomed ship as possible. But something still nags at you, a sense of unfinished business, of lives that might still be out there waiting to be found. Where's the part where we keep our fingers on the previous pages so we go back if we made the wrong choice? I don't know if there's... we need the little dog ear, like, all right, we're gonna dog ear this page, we go back, we're like, oops. 5 minutes, thank you, Rico. You glance back at the escape pod, its door ajar, inviting you to safety. Yet the corridor beckons too, with this tangled maze of destruction and uncertainty. It's a path fraught with danger, but perhaps there's a chance to find someone to save them from this descent into chaos. The choice is yours. The escape pod offers a way out, a lifeline to survival. But the corridor holds its own secrets, its own possibilities. The question is, are you willing to risk it? I had to pause. Are you willing to risk it for the biscuit? Can't we just yell? Be like, yo, anyone there? No? Alright, we're going. Everything's telling me go to the escape pod, but I'm kind of curious. Like, do we know what happened to people? Where're the rest of the people? For the biscuit, okay. Venture back to the corridor. You move swiftly down the corridor, the ship's violent shudders jolting your every step. The groaning metal and the acrid scent of smoke fill the air, mingling with the distant cries for help. It feels like the vessel is fighting against you, buckling and collapsing, as if to bury its secrets forever. But you press on, drawn by the faint hope that someone, anyone, might still be out there. The devastation is immense. Sparks rain from broken conduits, and wires dangle like ghostly tendrils. Debris litters the floor, a jumble of shattered glass and twisted metal. Every step is a gamble, a ground beneath you unstable, shifting, a reflection of the chaos consuming the ship. But in the middle of this chaos, you seem to hear something. We got experience, it looks like. Something that's tripping me up is that there's several phrases that I keep seeing being reused, and it makes me pause and wonder, like, didn't I just read this? So I get kind of confused. Like, but I can see it's a completely new page. In the chaos, you hear the chaos consuming the ship. Like, for example, jumble of shattered glass and twisted metal. I feel like I've read this several times, and so I'm kind of like, Or the acrid smell of smoke. What is this? This is hearing something? The result is 12. Uh-oh. You hear a voice, a faint, strangled cry from somewhere ahead. It spurs you on, your heart pounding with urgency. The corridor narrows, the walls warping, forcing you to crouch and navigate through the wreckage. The smoke grows thicker, obscuring your vision, but you push through, following the desperate sound. They hit us with a perception check? What would happen if I didn't get this? Like, I guess I made it. I heard something. Or I didn't hear something, that I'm imagining something. You don't hear anything. Time to go. Oh no, that would be so bad for my partner. If there was like a crew member here and I didn't get them. Oops. Oh, there's someone here. Let's see. What's happening? Desperate sound. The smoke grows thicker, obscuring your vision, but you push through, following the desperate sound. The ship's structure groans, a low rumble like a beast awakening from slumber. You hear the wrenching of metal, the ominous creaking of the signal's collapse. It's getting worse by the second. The entire vessel teetering on the brink. But you can't stop now. Someone needs you. Someone is depending on you. As you round the corner, the source of the voice comes into view. A crew member, pinned beneath a beam, struggling for breath. You rush to his side, ignoring the searing heat and the encroaching smoke. You recognize him. It is Officer Bradshaw. Flashes of your poker nights, his laugh, you getting him to his quarter after he got drunk that night, all rushing in as you attempt to free his body. You pull and tug at the beam, desperate to free him, but it's no use. The ship's dying convulsions tightening their grip, the structure closing in like a vice. Do you abandon Officer Bradshaw to save yourself, or do you stay with him till the end? Go down with the ship! The alarms grow louder, more frantic. The ship is collapsing. You know there's no time left, that this is a fight you cannot win. But you refuse to let go. I don't know if there's no perception check there, or they're just making me wait. You grit your teeth and refuse to let go. The beam feels immovable, but adrenaline and desperation push you further than reason allows. I'll tell you what pushed us further. I went into character and I said, give me some strength. Pop, 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 pop. Because I knew I was gonna need strength. I was like, there's no use in being smart if you can't pick up a box. You need to pick up things. And maybe that little luck, maybe this helped. Yeah, exactly, Metal Ferret. We got buff. Alright, we do have to move on to our next game, but spoiler alert, we made it somehow. Spoiler alert, we made it somehow. Not strong enough to put fries in the bag, no! Yeah, this is, I feel like I'm reading a little novel. It's fun to read because I haven't actually played something like this before on stream. Not like a big story like this, but I think the only thing that kind of like trips me up is having like certain phrases repeat over and over, or like I'm reading a thesaurus of like the same passage I read earlier. It's fine, I guess, to keep me grounded in what just happened. But yeah, sometimes I get confused. I'm like, did I just read this? The person on their beam, lock in, put the fries in the bag. I'm doing it. We made it. Somehow. Somehow we made it. All right, we do need to go to our next game though. I know there's chaos and there's some acrid smells. I know there was chaos, twisted metal, acrid smells. But it's still fun to read. But yeah, maybe like cleaning up some of this a little bit so it's not as repetitive might be good. I like the music though. The music's really nice. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen here. We're leveling up and getting experience for something. Oh, she's on wada wada. Alright, let's move on to our next game. But thank you again to Pick Your Universe for providing access to this game on the PC. If you're interested in this, I will post a link to the game in the VOD description below if you're watching the VOD. And if you were here live, then you have seen the pinned message. I'm going to put us to our next game really quick.